Well, loving friends, we are back as promised to play with makeup in ways that you might not go out. I mean, you might go out in public, maybe for a fun fair you're going to, but not for your everyday going to the grocery store. But you could. I mean, you'll get comments, and usually people find it fun if you do a nice job. You can make new friends that way. But I'm just saying, generally speaking, we're not, today's the end of the day. My previous video is explaining what I did for the day makeup. It's been on almost 12 hours and it's 5 a.m. I had tech issues with the recording. I finally got to work. Might as well make the most of it. So I've got this Malibu Barbie palette. I think it was one of my first orders. How do I get this to stay? One of my first orders from Colorpop. So we've got, I like this light champagne color. I love this vintage doll. Oh, can't even see. Okay. Maybe, I don't know how to get this right. The light pink, I love it. The nude, I'm not into that much into neutrals, and I've got more than enough. The bright blues and pinks, love it. The yellows and oranges, I'm not gonna put that on my eyes. I mean, I might try, but that's the kind of thing. Like today, I was surprised how much I liked this, the jelly shadow, kind of orangey, but it's so metallic. What am I gonna do with an orange matte? Okay. So I'll end up using the ones I like a lot, but so many of these. So even though the Come On looks so much more gold than the Shine On and 1971 is so much more brown, from what I recall from swatching them, they're so similar. And so I was mentioning in the other video, it makes sense I've seen people swatch here because you've got the foundation, much like you'll have on your eyes, whereas putting it in your arm, it's bare and your arm is not oily. I do find if you are an oily person, or if you put beauty oil here, then doing it here before you go to bed makes sense because at least it's oily and it'll stick. It still won't have foundation though. So let's get going. The great thing is it's pretty easy to wash your eyeshadow brushes because you can hold a bunch and wash them at once. So that's handy. Let's see. I guess I'm going to take a clean, relatively big brush. I forgot that there are mirrors in these palettes. So I'm going to start with this SoCal and probably going to ruin the heart imprint. It's very dusty. I think they call it kickback. And I'm just going to start oranging up my face. I know what I have in mind. Let's see if you can tell. And sometimes I think, gosh, how should I do a YouTube channel? People do all these editing and different things. And you know what I want to do? I think this is the brush that came free with Elf. It says Nabella Noor, N-O-O-R. Unfortunately, they don't say what it's for, but I think it's like a stippling brush. It's got 2 different kinds. And so it's unclear. I mean, this maybe could be foundation, but I have a foundation brush I'm using that I love. And I don't think I love the ones that are like this as much. Anyway, point being, let's use it. Like it can be hard to load it up from a small pan, but that I find easier on a bigger brush. And then you can kind of go in and get more areas covered. Oh, this is pretty sheer from this brush. Also, it smells funny. I just washed it. It doesn't smell like the soap. So I think there's something weird in the fibers or maybe in the glue. So now the part I put down more, what's the word? Distinctly with the small brush is being kind of faded out. But so here, all right. So it's like I'm kind of learning techniques as I go. This brush, I tap into the orange and then I tap on my face, kind of like stamping it. That seems to be getting better color. But around here, I kind of wanted a specific area. We're changing the plan. See, this is how you put. And so not only am I going to make a fun design on my face, but this is helping me play with the colors, see how they act. See how I like them on my complexion. Or if I do. All right, that's enough orange. Let's go now to Let's Go Party, which it's kind of, it seems like it's more a skin color type thing. I just realized by being in the same recording, I don't know how long I've been recording now. I wish I could restart that thing. Anyway, so this is one where, if I remember correctly, it still looks quite orange. Let me just do this. So it has like a little rainbow imprint. Someone said the term hard panning, and I had to look it up. Apparently, it's when like your oil. I mean, I've had it happen. I just didn't know the name for it. Let's say I'm getting my face oil on here. Go back in. It creates like a hard sheen on top, and it's hard to pick up color. Apparently, the solution is you go in with some Scotch tape over enough times until it's solid. So this, I mean, obviously I still had some orange in the brush, but this is now coming off almost like more brown, even though it doesn't look brown. So that's kind of weird. Yeah, comparatively, it looks brown. Whereas here, it looks more peach, like lighter and more red. So you really can't tell how things are gonna. Oh, and Let's Go Party looks so similar to Boardwalk. These two. And yet, I bet they're gonna act different. Oh yeah, this picks up a lot, but it's very kind of dusty. Oh, this is so much more pink. Okay. So now my lips are gonna be huge. Kind of matches the lipstick. Yeah, let's do it. Why not? We're not necessarily, abstract is fun. We're not designing a specific design. It's meant to look like a specific thing necessarily. That looks weird. All right, let's now go into Make Waves, which is kind of tan. It's below the yellow. I think I'm going to take a paper towel and just get a little bit of this off, just so we know what color we're really dealing with instead of the two colors previous. Make Waves, imprint of palm tree. Seems pretty similar to Let's Go Party. Kind of brownish. Looks so light though. Like, how does it end up so brown? All right, let's get a goatee going. Well, in that case, let's go to Zuma Beach. Brown. Get a real goatee. And something over here. I'm surprised this, I would think this would be so much more pigmented. It's kind of chocolatey. That took more swipes than I'd expect. Let's do like a shadow under this lip kind of thing. Maybe all the way around we can do an outline. Sure. Okay, I'm getting, I know what kind of vibes I'm getting. Kind of like Lion King. All right, so we've got the orange place. I wanted to put some yellow. Let me wipe the brush off again. So now we got West Coast. Now I think I would use this, especially with West Coast pink. So I don't want to like use this all up on playtime when well, oh yeah, I did want light kind of under the eyes. And again, where is the pigment? I am like, I'm doing this. Now, I watched some YouTuber that she said, I'm going to soak the brush. And she wasn't talking about putting spray on it or wetting it. She went like I just did, like this, and called that soaking the brush. I tried looking for that term, couldn't find it. Asked on her page what it meant. And I said, I tried Googling. I'm not just like, I don't think I've heard back yet. But sometimes I'm not sure if I get the notifications that there's been a return. Now, the thing is, okay, even if I use this yellow up, I feel like I could find yellow elsewhere, and I'm only going to use it in like a sunset kind of thing mostly. So it's not the end of the world if I use it up. Yeah, this is definitely taking shape. It's funny to be doing this with like an eyeshadow brush. Where do I want to put shimmer? All right, maybe some cheeks. So 1971, it's the brownish bronze. Let's see how this goes. Brownish bronze. I'm sure it's got stuff left over on it. Now this is getting very chunky in the pan, like looks like it's flaking, but it also looks like it's turning into like balls of Play-Doh almost. Okay, so here we've got the 1971. I don't love it. Next, let's try the Shine On, which is like a lighter version of 1971, more tan version. Oh, I like that one more. It seems more shiny. Doing that same weird thing in the pan. I'm just gonna fill in these spots. Call it a day. Yeah, it is metallic, but is it enough metallic for what I like on my eyes? I like a lot. So yeah, not totally in love with that. Might as well take a little bit underneath. Yeah, I could even just do this to partially wash off the brush, get the color off, and partially kind of frame the whole look. Now, what is happening now? I was saying to my friend the other day, when they do that thing with a wedding dress, like they go jump in the pool or put paint on it, it's like you did your makeup for the day, you're about to take a shower. It's the go paint the face. All right, so we just did Shine On. Somewhat metallic. Let's see if the finger application is any different. People seem to talk about that all the time for shimmers. But there's still, you end up with some still left in your finger. And I think that contributes to like the hard pan situation. But sometimes I think pressing down can help with those like balled up Play-Doh type situations. All right, this I'm gonna do a circle. Yeah, I would say that is more metallic. This side was more metallic. But yeah, there's something to that. I don't know if there's a specific technique. Let me get the rest off there. And now let's go to the come on. It's the other metallic that's more gold-ish, but it's kind of like an antique gold. All right, decent pigment, decent shine. But again, like I'm someone who loves color. I love purple. Finally, I have found purple eyeshadows. Like that, I would say is like my signature look. I'm not gonna spend my time on neutrals that I don't love, that aren't even as shiny as I would prefer if I don't have to. But again, I was surprised by that jelly shadow that I ended up liking more than I expected. So you never know. This is why you play. Prom is not the day to learn what you like in makeup. At least, be like my friends who had me as a friend who's always been into makeup, and I did their makeup. We must have done a practice run. It's just logical. But who knows how to make people look good? Yeah, that's a lot of extra powder. I wonder if the Swiffer will be able to keep up with that. Okay, so we've got metallic. How would I describe that? I guess still kind of antique gold, but just to me, it's just so blah on the face. Like, so what's left? I feel like I've done all the colors in this palette that I'm not like, as the YouTubers say, obsessed with. I just feel precision of language is preferable to, that just seems accurate. So we're on to Too Faced chocolate bar. Every time I smell it, it smells so good. It reminds me of, there was strawberry shortcake and she had like a friend who was like chocolate muffin girl or something. I love the smell. But most of these, no matter how light they look, I mean, the clearly light ones like white chocolate, strawberry bonbon, marzipan, creme brulee, and champagne truffle, they're great. But like this purple, it looks so good, and yet it's almost black when you use it. So disappointing. Like, look. And so for me, yeah, totally gray, like not usable. And so sad because it looks so nice. It looks like it's got these sparkles. It looks like it's even got similar sparkles to this moon daisy, but basically unusable. And then you've got all these browns, dark browns, matte, milk chocolate, semi-sweet, hot chocolate, amaretto. Amaretto's kind of like a burgundy. What am I going to do with it? I mean, you can use it as liner. Again, I don't do neutrals. Like, I've tried that stripe thing and then blend. It does work decently. Let's do that. See if it can do it over this. I wanted to go with the hot pink, but I really love the hot pink. So today is about using the colors I'm not so thrilled with. Which brush do I want to use? I'm going to go with this one. I think I washed it off last night. All right. It's hard to tell whether Cherry Cordial is darker than Amaretto, because Amaretto is more shimmery, but it's more like, I think the shimmer makes it look lighter. Let's just pick something to go. It's funny how with so many things in life, it's tough to make decisions, but in art, it's not an issue. Like, I've witnessed where I've seen some woman clearly not used to doing art at like a paint night, fretting like crazy about actually putting her brush down and deciding this color is going to go here. And that was just the beginning, where it was like the most simple blending. Like, she told us this color, this color, this color, this there. Blend. I have witnessed, though, even artists, who are in the painting profession, they might have good line work and blending even after years. All right, now we're into Amaretto. I'm gonna try that underneath. Yeah, it looks great in the pan. It comes out in the realm of black gray and not shiny, even though it looks shiny in the pan. Such a disappointment. And so I've got the pastel one coming in. I haven't seen amazing reviews. I'm a little concerned. I'm a little concerned about your coloring right now. Why have you not had better formulas? Felicidades. If you know what that's from, hopefully you'll laugh. Yeah, I would not do this dark, this thick in life. Do I think it fits this? I want to say monstrosity. Yeah, I think it does. All right, while I'm here with this brush dark, I'm going to go to Triple Fudge. It's very dark brown. And I wonder if this will help you see where I'm going with this. Now this, of course, yeah, it could be a liner, but it's a color that's not very useful to me. And of course, it's super pigmented and just goes on so opaque. Is this becoming any clearer? It's looking a little different than I remember. There's something I'm forgetting. Maybe I just need more of this. I mean, there's only so much liner you can use. So, if you're trying to use them evenly, go ahead. Guess I'll have to revisit some of my designs. There's something to be said for blending, even though this otherwise might have a hard line. Sure, let's try it. I don't like that. Well, it's not showing up on the camera at least. Okay. All right. We were going with the stripes. So we've got we've got Cherry Cordial down, which looks black. kind of want to go with the triple fudge, which looks really black, but instead, let's actually Black Forest Truffle is kind of like Amaretto but darker. Let's add that somewhere. Seems to have some kind of glitter in it, but unfortunately, so much as I just don't find usable. Let's just see about winging this out, maybe. I feel like I'd like a sharper line, but whatever. All right, we're getting a little abstract here and getting away from what I thought I was going to do. That's fine. This is how you have fun with makeup. I'm going to go ahead with Candy Violet, that purple that I wish I loved. It just don't work for me, you know what I mean? It don't work like it seems like it should, like it looks. It's like, what is happening? Now I want to go lighter for the blending inside. But it's like, those are the colors I like more. I don't want to waste them, but there is not that much going to be used. Let's just go with the hot chocolate. Oh, I get it. Hot chocolate. But it's like HAUTE, like haute couture. Yeah, these are still quite dark. Ugh. Like this would be so upsetting to find out when you're getting ready to go out for like the day. All right, hazelnut is next. You know, it looks like, even when it started, it's barely been used, but it looks so much like there's less of it than the creme brulee. Like that's stuffed more. Probably can't see it, but do they not fill these evenly? Like, what's the deal? Oh no, actually, I'm gonna go into gilded ganache. I bet you it's still gonna look black. See? All right. So my original thought was to do that blending thing, but let's just show how all these colors that are so different in the pan are so much the same on the skin. It is frustrating. Like, it smells great, but what good is that if this thing's of almost no use to you? Now, this one's pretty pigmented, but again, it's like a liner or something. What am I going to do with that? And so much dust coming down here and here. That's not useful. So, all right. Back into cherry cordial we go. Just kind of following the lines that were created earlier, kind of naturally, kind of, I don't know, by default, by filling in some areas that, you know, a little bit using the natural face shape, a little bit doing our own thing. Okay, so this is like quite red. Look how red that is. And look how black that is. What's the deal? Like, is it because they put cocoa in here? I mean, is the cocoa the smell and the cocoa is the black? I mean, the cocoa that I drink isn't this black. And it doesn't start out looking like this either. The cocoa I drink is more like the milk chocolate. Like, what is the deal? It feels like there's more over here than here. I'm afraid it's not going to be even. I like symmetry. Well, rather than getting the other one back out, while we've still got dark colors, I think I'm going to switch to a larger brush again. Which one was I using? I've lost track. I think it's this one. So now I'm gonna go back into that candied violet that frustrates me, makes me sad, because this feels good to use it, even differently than I would want. I guess next to that, what did I just use? Cherry cordial, which is supposed to be red. So I guess in that case, it looks kind of purple, but really it looks blue to me. That's so far off. Oops, I did the wrong side. I wanted to, so this side already has more of the shimmer. I wanted to even this out. This didn't seem to have it over here. I just must have gone thicker on this side. So I meant to go on the inside to kind of even it. No big deal. We're not getting ready for Broadway. You just go there. All right, now I'm going to Amaretto. And now I'm going to do the outside since I already sort of did. So all this is just going to be like shades of black that seems like it shouldn't be. So like, as much as I love the scent of this palette, I want to get use out of it, even if it's just for this. Like, again, not going to wear it that much out. So now that I've kind of created this frame, if you will, and this frame, I kind of feel like I need to do it up here, but that's going to be harder to get off in the shower. Okay, so we're back to Black Forest Truffle. Kind of like Amaretto, but more glittery than shimmery. I think it would be nice to put Amaretto right next to it since it's such a similar color, but different seemingly finish. And they look nearly the same. Let me try. Well, I guess I'm realizing it's over something else, but yeah, one is more, well, again, I gotta go back in. Like which finger had which one up. Now I'm gonna start getting it on me. I don't know if you can see. So I think it's the Amaretto. Yeah, so this one has more glitter pieces, but it just kind of turns to brown. And then this one is kind of the same color, but in like a slightly metallic. Metallic enough for me? No. So part of me is like, okay, well, if I love this scent, should I just keep this so I can keep smelling it? Maybe if they only made that in a perfume. I don't know why they don't. Okay. So now I want some kind of more straight brush. I'm kind of running out of space here. So, all right, I'm going back into Gilded Ganache because I haven't used that in a bit. That's the one that seems greenish down here. Oh, that's funny. The background pops through as I'm doing this. Okay, it's way darker than olive green. And I want to make some spots. It's definitely harder with these brushes and eyeshadow than other things I'm used to. But oh, you know what? Is anybody else seeing a ladybug? That's the thing. Part of me is like, I usually keep comments off, but part of me is like, I want to hear what you guys see. But then part of me is like, okay, but what I see is valid too. Like, yes, it might bias you a bit, but if you see something totally different that I haven't seen, you'll tell me. By the way, my space is a positivity only zone. So, as Wayne Dyer says, his message has said, this is Wayne Dyer that you've reached, and I want to feel good. If your message is intended to do anything other than this, you've reached the wrong number, and I invite you to call Dr. Phil. So, likewise, positive comments and loving, kind people are welcome. All others will be deleted or not approved. Either way, point being, what kind of positive things do you see? Yeah, I'm totally seeing Ladybug now. Maybe like Queen of the Ladybugs. All right, we were in Gilded Ganache. It's looking even more black than before. I think that was up here. It's hard to remember and keep track. What looks like it has a lot. Back into Hot Chocolate. That one I could see myself using. More dots. Okay. So that's kind of faded a bit. Let's see what happens if I put Amaretto over this blackish black. Triple fudge. That looks brown, but it comes out black. Okay, so the Amaretto gives it, what would you call that? Like a sheen? Ooh, oh, you know what? I forgot that it tasted good. I did put some of the powder on my lips. Some of it just flicked into my mouth. I was like, why is that so sweet? Yeah, I don't know how they make it sweet tasting. Like stevia, maybe? I might have looked that up before. Okay. Now I want something more of a straight brush. Is there anything back in here that I want? This didn't have the dark colors, as I recall. Nope, no dark colors. I mean, again, pretty much any of these are going to come out black anyway. So let's start with the candied violet, that purple that I wanted to love so much. Then Black Forest Truffle. This brush is a little bit more stiff. So now I'm kind of dabbing it like a sponge because I think that qualifies as kickback. Cherry cordial, the reddish one. I'm wondering if there's soap left in this brush. That's why it's more firm. But yeah, now I'm sort of just pressing it into it as if it's a stamp pad, ink pad. You know, my hopes for this, like, what are you doing? Just sitting around playing with colors in your face. You know, this isn't art that's going to hang on a wall. So what's the point? Well, a lot of people find it, oh my gosh, I'm covered in the eyeshadow, but a lot of people find it soothing to do their own makeup. And I have seen comments on various channels where people find it soothing to watch someone do their makeup. And I stand for increasing love in the world, emotional fitness, helping people feel good, feel better. So if anyone might feel a soothing feeling, mission complete. Mission continually in progress, but makes it worth it. Like, part of the thing is, you know, I'm mentioning that book Safe People. I'm into hot chocolate now. Many of us have had humans in our life that have said unkind things, and recordings get made in your brain. And so, especially if you were little, someone who's trying this might have a recording of someone. In fact, there's a comedian where his dad is like, gotta get a job. Everything's, you know, and then like when he was an altar boy, making any money from this? So there can be feelings oriented that way, where it only is worthwhile if you can make a certain amount of money at it. And so if you have a recording of that voice, you might find yourself thinking, oh gosh, what a waste of time. How can I be sitting around playing with this? What's the value in it? What's the point? What's the purpose, etc.? Well, like I said, if someone finds this soothing, doesn't need to be 1,000,005 people. If someone finds this soothing, if a few people find this soothing, and their day is better because they watch this, that's doing God's will, serving our fellow humans. Yeah. Is it something I find fun too? Service doesn't have to be a chore and a bore and a only painful. Isn't it better? Don't you think God would want us to serve and enjoy ourselves? Now I'm in gilded ganache. To me, that seems ideal. So if you can find something that blesses people's lives and you happen to enjoy it, isn't that what God would want for all of us? So here we've got all these stripes, different colors, and they look the same. Some may have a tiny bit of glitter, but they're all basically black. While I remember, let's take a picture of that because we're running out of space on the face anyway. La di da. Okay. So what else? I could fill in this, but I kind of feel like it gives it shape too. Something about it makes me think of ladybug face. I could totally see ladybugs having those stripes on the face. Okay. So I'm gonna just say what I was planning rather than like I don't want, even if I'm the only one who ends up watching this, I don't want to look back on this wondering what I was thinking and then not knowing because I didn't say. So I still want to hear comments, kind comments of what you might see that are positive images. So I originally started thinking I'm going to go in the realm of a tiger. That's why the nose went there. The lips seemed to make sense. Then I thought of even maybe like about a leopard with the dots, but it's again hard to get precision with powder in those brushes. So I was like, let's just go with dots. And then of course I still wanted some kind of stripe. So I took an angled brush and did those. So that kind of represents the tiger aspect, but it's not how I make tiger stripes normally. Someday I think maybe I'll do a base of eyeshadow and then bring in the face paint for the lines and kind of review how I did things. So we've still got the very shiny lips and the eyes that ended up primarily black, even though I used so many different colors. I want to go back into the candied violet, see if I can get any more purple happening. It's funny. I look at the computer screen and my mirror, my mirror is right in front of it. And I'm thinking, oh, it's going to be too high. But really, no, that's the point of having the camera higher. Great angle. I got to remember this. It's like about the height of the lights. I mean, I don't know how much more I can get on here. It's not, I don't think it's sticking much. Oh, okay. This is the perfect time to try that setting spray. Well, see, it is so, it's such a, like a shower spray. So now that that's down, I'm surprised I haven't seen more of the artists. They spray their brush and then they pat things down. Why not? Why not spray your eyes and then add? That seems to work for me. Maybe I created a new something or other. Still in candied violet. I'm gonna go here. Oh yeah, I forgot that I used to do this. Where people put the highlight usually. I can now see the candied violet actually kind of going down. So maybe I want to switch another color. Okay. I'm liking that. You know what? Now I want to try connecting there, but I want to take a picture first. I'm not even sure what I'm going to do with pictures, but at least I'll have them. All right. Gilded ganache. A little eyelashes or something. All right. So I'm connecting this to this. That's interesting. Kind of sections off the face a bit more. And I kind of want to add something to the nose. Almost like bumblebee stripes. Yeah, Let's do it. Back into cherry cordial and back into the angled center brush, which means I kind of have to, I guess the good thing is, instead of tapping it like I've been on the side, can go into the edges where, it doesn't tend to wear down normally. And that's where there'll be stuff left over. And I can just use that up, press it more, although I still end up having to press a bit. And that way I'm picking up more. Interesting. Gives almost kind of funny look. And the thing is, these brushes are being used quite differently than normally I would an eyeshadow on the face, and rather differently than I would a normal face painting. So those recordings, what's the point of doing this, etc.? I was thinking, what if someone had a recording of, why are you taking so long? No one wants to watch such a long video. And I was reminded in my mind of my friend who is aware of some guy on YouTube who's got a surprising following because he's got his own niche. And he makes 4-hour-long videos of ant farms. And not everyone you meet loves ant farms. But it seems as though of the people in the world who love ant farms, he has all of them as fans, or most of them as fans. Pretty cool. So another fun thing is we get to speed up videos these days. If we, let's say you want to watch this on hyperspeed. If you don't need to hear what's being said, then you can just watch. You have options. It's great. So if there are people in the world to watch 4-hour-long videos of ant farms, I don't need to worry that nobody's going to want to watch an hour video of unusual face painting. I don't see anybody else doing this. I mean, regular face painting, sure. Face painting with eyeshadow, haven't come across it yet. Maybe I'm starting a new genre. So now I kind of want to define this area, but it seems like it doesn't want to be defined. It's kind of catching and dragging a bit. Yeah, the Black Forest truffle, it's another one where it's like, it's got this glitter. It looks like it could be so much better. What happened? I might end up using some of the colors I really love. Although at this point, it's so not monochromatic, but what's the word for just a few shades? And it sticks with it. Like another day, maybe I'll put blue eyebrows on. Well, while I have it in front of me, I think I told in the last video about reviving these with the setting spray. Oh yeah, and I've got this brush that still has some on it. So let's have some fun. It's still kind of thick, etc. But part of me wants to try it. How does it look just on the middle of the eyelid there? Kind of like a dot. Ooh. But it's chunky, so it's having trouble over here. Gotta not just press, but smush a little bit. Okay. Picture time. Can't see what I'm doing. Why am I using this mirror when this one might be bigger? Oh, because it's got some plastic in it, but at least it's bigger. All right. I also want to see, let's add it up here. Some shine. Now, in case this is picking up dark pigments, I don't want to get that back in the jar. So I checked it. It looks okay. I just wonder how this is so metallic. Like, is it simply the regular metallic? And because it's in the form of somewhat liquidy, that makes it show up so much more metallic? Or is there something different about this actual pigment? I would like to know. My guess is it's just, it can go on so much more thickly. I think that's a word. By being in this form. Probably not. I mean, from what I would imagine, there's only so many pigments that exist that you can choose from to make the stuff you're going to make. I feel like I'm getting heavy handed here. And again, I'm like, oh, I don't want to waste since I actually like this. And so now we're going over some of the previous lines. So it's kind of changing things, which is why I like to take progress pictures. Ooh, I like that. And I like this situation on the eyelid. Now I want to switch my finger, see how that works for placement. Okay, that seemed a little bit easier. And I kind of want to go into that inner corner a bit. So now, because I'm rubbing it with my finger, I'm ending up getting some of the eyeshadow below, the dark stuff, kind of mixed in, which I actually kind of like in this case, because I don't love that it's turning to the metallic, but it's kind of like shading it. Let's see. That's the leftovers. So where are we? Time for progress photos. Can't even see the shadows. Okay. So I feel like a lot of the shimmer from the Malibu palette, can barely see it now. I can see it here where I put it on my fingers, but where the brush was, not as much. Oh, I think I was going to put some of the orange on my nose. I'm glad I still have it open. Oh, yes. Since people always do this, let's do it. It's just like the remnants, just a little bit glittery. Let's add some more. Different finger. All around. Maybe it didn't make that much difference. I think we're getting close to, not 10 left. I want to try this angle brush, dipping it in and seeing, okay, can I sort of line here? Oh, yes, I can. But there's still a bunch left on there, so it's so cool, like temperature wise. Oh, I like that. But again, you then ended up with so much left over. Not sure what to do about that. It's now 6 a.m. Closing time. Do. All right, I just wiped what was off there off on my hand. I thought I have more of these eyeliner type brushes. Maybe some are drying or just away. But try that. I had some of the hairs sticking off, so maybe this will teach it to get back in line. It's weird though, because it's not creamy, it's moussey, so it's very somewhat chunky here. Let's see what happens. Follow the, okay, that works decently. It's definitely easier than the angle brush, but it seems a little on the thick side. That's one thing I enjoy about watching other artists. Like, even if I'm watching it on hyperspeed, I don't hear them, seeing which brushes they choose. You know, it could be the same thing that another time they'll use a different brush, but seeing that you can also use this other brush for that, I find that helpful. So I've got, you know, this extra stuff on here. So like, all right, which side is it on? You keep going, then you get a chunk. All right, so that chunk can be painted in so that it's not a chunk. Yeah, I like that. Do you see how shiny that is? I don't know if you can tell. Let me see if changing the lighting changes things. I like to keep it on this setting, but do you see the shine? What's it like there? I don't like that setting, but yeah, to me that's better. And I don't see that much difference in how it shows the shine, but it is there. This is again photo time. Sometimes I feel like the shine shows up in the close photos. I can't wait to show this to my friend the other day. He was just listening to what I was saying and didn't see. And all of a sudden he starts laughing because he was unprepared for the fun. Well, I feel like the goals were accomplished here. Tried out a lot of this. It does seem like it works on top of other things as well. So that it's okay. That I discovered something. It is handy. I'm gonna spray because you know it's been sitting out. It could have been getting dry, but I feel like one spray should take care of the rehydration for now. Noticing how it works over other colors, that is handy. You know, here I put it on a little bit more thick. Although actually, yeah, that was above the dark. Let's try it over the dark. It definitely still provides shine. I'm not sure how opaque I would call this. I mean, oh, I forgot I put it here, but it kind of, it's like it's soaked in and lost some of its shine. I mean, it's something. It's just not what it was. But we're into like theatery makeup, not going out to the farmer's market makeup. I mean, again, you could, but you're going to stand out. I just, for some reason, I feel like it looks pretty good with this orange. So then that brings me back to, okay, wait, did I have orange? Yeah, here. So I used these oranges that I don't like at all. But if I like this, which now looks more yellow comparatively, maybe I try on the eyes someday these oranges and then the jelly over it. I think I've got a NYX jelly type thing too. Let's try it over here with this more skin colored brown. Yeah, okay, I can see more uses for this now. But the more I push it in, like using the leftovers in the brush, the more it's blending in with what's below, losing some of the shine, which some people might like. So now it's more shiny than this metallic shimmer, but it's not nearly as shiny as the original of what it could be. So what did we cover? Playing, how to play. I mean, literally, you'd think nobody needs to hear how to play, but yes, we do. I mean, we forget, we're denied recess earlier and earlier in life. And Gotta get the lion's mane out. There are people who teach adults to play. It's not, it's kind of, it is kind of what I do, especially in laughter yoga. Just different ways of phrasing things. I was watching an etiquette thing, and I'm like, I say all those things. They are kind of etiquette, but I phrase it as, precision of language, and it ties in with other things. So there's a lot of overlap, and it still applies to call it different things. It's fun to, be, oh, my chair thing is sliding, to be like on the ground and have this all around. So yeah, we've covered the face. We've played with all colors that we might not otherwise. We've learned how to reconstitute the jelly shadows and use up setting spray that may not be our favorite, both in pump, bottle, and formula. See, I'm not going to wear this to find out. I mean, I have worn it and I wasn't that impressed. I will try again, but we're now at about halfway. And I think the thing is, this bottle is this got to be the same kind of mist that they use for their like face refresher. Like, it feels good as a face refresher, especially before makeup when you're just at home, kind of like a toner. But from my experience, it seems like setting spray ought to be a very fine mist. I didn't end up using that many brushes, liner type brush. This is actually like a paintbrush. This NYX, where's the number? 30. This, I don't know what you call this, crease. Oh my gosh, this says Essence of Beauty. And I keep hearing about this Essence makeup company, but this I got a long time ago. And I'm wondering, is it the same? Because it says Essence of Beauty, and I've only heard of just Essence separately, but the font looks similar. I think those are from like CVS. I just remembered when I looked up where can you get Essence, I think they said, yeah, so maybe it is the same company, but I do not remember them having actual makeup at the time I got this brush. And then this I've had for a while. I don't think they make it anymore, but I'm sure other companies make things very similar. I think this is natural bristle. It's pretty soft. I have one that's in synthetic, and it's more sticky. Like, I always question, is there soap still left in here? But I rinse them the same. So did I really? Oh, and then this angle brush from Body Shop. I do like the brushes. Well, except one that looks just like this. This is Tarte concealer brush. The bristles, I washed it like once and they go in and out. So I got to call them about that. Yeah, so I guess those are the brushes I used. Not very many, considering this is kind of an unusual look. Oh, this too, to get more coverage, more area. I think that's it. So I think I'll go wash these. So I wouldn't want to accidentally, think time for blush, and now I'm orange. Oompa Loompa blush. So what else is there? Just hoping this reaches you with peace and love and joy and clean brushes. I'm trying to remember, I labeled this. Oh, blend. S blend, just small blend. I see glittery things in there. I thought I washed most of my brushes of the day. Anyway, time to wash these again. Sending love, peace, happiness, safety, health. Just feels funny to end after so long. Do any of you have any ideas on good conclusions? I mean, I know some people, they have the same intro noises and outro noises like Dr. Mike. Pew! I don't see myself having that. And then I think Sister Allie loves people, and yeah, I could see that. But for now, peace be with you. Thank you for coming along for the ride.